Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name is Darren Hancock and we are here on December 19th, Tuesday, December 19th. Less than a week, folks. Less than a week. Get your gifts. Don't forget the commercialized part of Christmas. Spend, spend, spend. Okay, so here we go. There seems to be a discrepancy between my charts and my buddies. So I don't know what to give you folks, because every time I look at my chart, and I've tried to check it on different charts, this NQ1 exclamation mark for NASDAQ, and try to go back to February of 2022. This spot here, that little break or little fair value gap we see right here on the weekly shows up on my friend's chart higher than where price is right now. Mine shows lower, so that's a bit confusing. I'm hoping that my data feed can be corrected, or I'm on the wrong chart. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here, but I've got an NQ1 exclamation mark, so I'm not on any of the contract months. I'm just on the straight futures on the weekly. And mine shows that we're above price, above that weekly fair value gap already. So if I get confirmation from you guys out there what you're seeing as well, I'm going to check this on a different server here. NQ1 exclamation mark. This is NQ. NASDAQ futures on the weekly chart. Yeah, they're all showing it above as well. Yeah, we've taken out the high in June. I'm on investing.com. I'm probably typing in the wrong chart. Derek, you're going to have to help me out with that. It's going to frustrate you, I know, but I have no idea how you're getting the numbers that you're getting on yours. So you'll have to help me out. It's probably a simple misunderstanding or a simple thing I've got wrong. Oops, some alarms going off here. Just confirm I'm live with you guys. Yes, we are. Excellent. Okay, so let's look at looking at NASDAQ. Looks like it's still on a run up. We could get a retouch of this old order block here. That looks like there's more upside to that. So it looks like we get a drop down, come back, tag it for the open. So I'm looking for it to come back into that order block there. If we're going to continue to the upside, take that high out. that we get a return to this order block. $7 So it's 9:16 in New York. Let's go 1 hour in the S&P 500 and 1 hour in Dow Jones. So they've both made higher highs, except for Dow Jones, it's making a lower high. See that? Higher highs, lower highs. There's a little pocket in there. That one's done. There's a tiny, tiny pocket of unfilled fair value. This candle's high is 8425. The low is 85575. So there's a little pocket right there still. There's one here at 93475. 93575. There's only one handle. Free out of that. We have not had a return to this order block. This is open or close. Stand by. Open 25, close 24. So that's a down candle. So we haven't had a return to this one. 34.75. 35.75. So there is one. All right, let's see what happens here off of the open. It's mitigation. We didn't get any. We didn't get a lower low, or we didn't take out a swing point on this candle, so that mitigates. It's a mitigation. The moment we get above it, come back to it. It's a mitigation block. Okay, I see. This candle here is the lower. These guys all sit in front of this guy. But that's the swing. I'd like to see it get back to the midnight open on that. So we have a definite SMT going on here on the 1 hour. So let's go through all of these charts so we kind of get a... So British pound still hasn't taken out its highs yet on the daily. So yeah, I'd look for a return to this. What do we have here? Swing, breaker. If that doesn't hold, we're looking for cleaning those highs out on the pound. Look for the rejection block at least, and the rejection block is that breaker. That 2 hour breaker. $127, 127,646. Let me put a label in here, 127,646. That's kind of the area I'm looking for to see if we get some reaction off of that. Euro, same thing's got going on here. We have a low resistance liquidity run. Look for at least a run up into this fair value gap at 1.10 and then to take out those highs. If you can get back in below this low here, you want this to stay open for a long, up into the 1.1. It's only like 30 pips. So if they run this 1 minute or 5 minute out, get back down into here. Oh, that will bring you all the way back to the fill of that. What is that sitting at right now? Ah, one's regular trading hours and one is not, I guess. Ugh, one's a January contract, that's why. Well, they should all be on January contract now. That'll make things easier. So yeah, we're still 101. Canadian dollar. Okay. So we still got this downside for fair value gap on the daily for US dollar, CAD. Still looking at that lower fair value gap entrance. We are on the hourly. I like that we're on the a return to this breaker here. And we're keying off that. I like to see that stay open now. So the next hour to open up and then start coming back down again. But inside that breaker, we can fill that whole thing from tail to wick high. I can fill that still. On the 15-minute, return to this here. Yeah, it looks like the potential is to come back to this order block here and all the way into that breaker and run down. New Zealand dollar's off to the races. The December run we talked about back in October. Got back to this high here and has left. So right now look for this objective here on New Zealand dollar. And Australian dollar. That too is off to the races. I love December. Look at this. Run up in December. Wow. We're running for these equal highs here now. So yesterday was the only day to get on there, right on the top of that high. And now you're looking for these equal highs up here. So the next objective is about here. So now the Japanese yen has actually pulled back into this range, this daily fair value gap here. We're still inside that. Come all the way down, filled the bottom half of it. We're through the midpoint or consequent encroachment of that fair value gap here. So the high is the place to run today, and then the potential is to pull back into that range again if we've got higher prices on foreign currency and lower prices on the American dollar. They should start to degrade some more, so we may come back up and just tag the top of that daily fair value gap and work our way back down again. Oil. Let's look at the daily here first. Still haven't taken out these triple lows here. We've created this relative pocket of liquidity down here at $69 range or $66 range. So if we just come back, and we've already tagged this breaker here, this 2-day breaker, if we run up one more time and we get into this last up close candle here, look for some support off of that, and we could end up coming back all the way back down into cleaning these guys out here. So I'm not bullish on oil just yet. If we take this candle's threshold, then I would say it's more bullish. We close above that candle's threshold, I'd start to say bullish from there. Even though we've now validated this candle, this daily candle here, we've come back inside it. We're still above this fair value gap, which is now an inversion fair value gap. We have a fair value gap BISI as well. So it's kind of like an island reversal, and we're supporting price to the upside. So we are bullish on the short term. So if you're bullish short term, go to the 4-hour. Let's open this up and have a look what we got. So 4-hour, we've got fair value gap sitting right in here, a CIVI. Okay, so we got that. We have another one up in here. %62 puts us right on top of this fair value gap with the high of this candle here, which is the last little fill of that fair value gap there. So 62% puts us right on top of that. Equal lows here. This would be the parent breaker of that whole run up. Swing. So look for an optimum trade entry Now that we've run the 50%, we've come back into this order block. It's supporting price. The candles are respecting that candle's with a fair value gap here. The body's respecting that, and we're pushing through or through this candle here, even though it hasn't been validated on the downside. So I ignore this candle right now, other than the fact that it's created a busy here. So the next objective for me is the upside here. Now if you can get in on that on a 4 hour, a 1 hour. Okay, so we have an order block here, 74.07. If we get down into 73.53, you get a reversal to 73.53. 107 there. 73.53. That's right below us. That doesn't mean anything. So we got an inversion fair value gap happening right here on the 15-minute for oil. We have a regular trading hours gap right here. If we come back to fill that regular trading hours gap, that should bring us right back into these old highs here. Return to the original consolidation. So anywhere inside here would be a take for me to go long for that higher time frame 4 hour objective we talked about over here. So if we can get on here for a day for the run, I'm looking for a first objective, second objective, third, and leave a piece on for the 4 hour. Yeah, if we return to the Asian high on that, that might be worth running. Gold looks like it's ready to take out the equal highs. If it hasn't already done so, it has already. So you're looking for get this little pocket of liquidity up here still on the hourly on gold. Banks are quickly running for their cash. Bank of Montreal's on a run up. Look at the soybeans. Poof. They're on a run down. Coffee's on a splurge. On a run up. So I left my corn futures on. Interesting. Wheat is up. Soy's down. Corn is down. Coffee's up. Sugar's down. Well, there's sugar in their coffee. I don't know anything about those markets. This is great. They've opened, they've gapped up. I love it. These guys are on the way up. This is real estate's on the way up. That's good. Okay, so let's get back to these guys. Nasdaq still pushing. Let's practice using the lower leverage December 19th. This is how easy. Like ease into trading real money must be modest, calculated, and flexible practice. Same prayer once. Time precedes price always. Equal highs. Not a lot of commentary from me today. No, Dow Jones is on the run, catching up. It's coming into this 15-minute order block. Look at the 1 minute. See if we can see anything that supports price. Fair value gaps filled. Taking out all these highs now. All those highs are cleared. And on the 15-minute, I'm just trying to look for a confirmation that confirms that 15-minute candle was that 15-minute order block here is supporting price. So this breaker, inside that breaker is supporting price. I'm going to go long on that one. Mind you, that's there's a regular trading hour gap sitting right there. And we're already below that. I'm going to go along off that order block there. So just a quick run to this fair value gap above us here. midpoint, move it into the midpoint of that. Moving this one to a little bit in profit. This is just a quick run for cash. I want to see that order block hold. If it doesn't take me out. Just below the threshold. So if that holds, we might actually go to further highs here. Just let this kind of... Now we're in zero stress trade. We'll make 90 bucks nonetheless. And I can't take off a piece here. So I'm going to manage this from the back end. So I'm going to watch the order blocks here as they start to... Oh, good morning, Derek. I inquire as to what does the master believe the master NQ wants to do today. Price action confuses the grasshopper. Me. Well, I've just gone long on NASDAQ right here on the 1 minute. Actually, the 15 minute I saw a return to the order block here. I like this return to this order block. It seems like we've got some resistance off of here. So I like the upside on this. We're all getting some heavy push on this. So I like to see the upside get taken out. Just take out the New York AM session open. I like the 10 o'clock, run that. And after that, I have no idea. We could be returning back down into these. There's a lot of liquidity down here. So my guess is I'd like to see it take out this session at 10 o'clock. And then pull back into the range. So I'm just keyed off this order block for a quick bit of profit down on the 1 minute. So we'll see, because now I want this order block to hold price. I'll get cut back to here one more time, which it just did. Now you want to see it leave. Good. Now we're getting up into this. So now we're into the premium portion of this little tiny range here that we just started up. So now we're above this guy here. We've just validated this order block. We're in the fair value gap now. Now we're above this guy here, so that becomes this guy's inside these two, so not really a propulsion candle for me. This did not break. I guess that's a swing point. These guys are all on a tear up now, so I said I'm going to manage this from the back end, so this is how you're going to manage it from the back end. Order block. I want this now to provide some support. So I'm just going to eke out my dollars from the back end, because I can't scale out unless I say, okay, that looks like a great place to get out. So I want to find support off of here now, that candle. We have a fill of the fair value gap, so we're looking for a discount. So that's the original PD array that I was talking about. So this might be a nice little slap in the face for saying, why didn't you take the PD array and the premium, which you were preaching about yesterday? Because now we're back into this guy. Now I want to see this just really start to get through this candle, otherwise, because we validated that guy as well, I want to see that one just get ignored and just run right through it, because we're inside this Bissy Sibby. Now it becomes an inversion if we get on this side of it. We come back and find support at it, which we did right here. I want to see it really push through here. That order block's really got a whole price. That's my wages for the day. $500 for the day. I was working as a paramedic. I'd have to work a 24-hour shift just to make $500. Look at that. You can make it in, how long have we been in this one now? 5 minutes? 5 minutes. You can make your wages. That's good. That's what I want to see now. We broke up off this guy. I like that. Oh, there's a lot of delay in there. There we go. Derek, you're gonna have to show me how you did that, how you got those results on your NASDAQ. I think I sent you a couple of pictures showing you my NQ1 exclamation mark, and I cannot get anywhere. I can't find it anywhere. I've looked on multiple different platforms. I cannot get the same chart you got. So you have to show me how you got that, because I'm completely lost on that one. So we're still inside that fair value gap now. That inversion. Well, not an inversion. That's not an inversion yet. This would be the inversion right here. And I'm out. Okay, good. So $150. So that breaker right there was the support. It needed to come back down. Now we've got equal lows here. And we're at 8 o'clock, so if we, or 10 o'clock, so if we take these lows out and then return to an upward trend, or return to this old high here, this is return to an old high, so this is a potential, we can get back into there on S&P, that might be an entry for a long. These guys have to take out these lows at 10 o'clock. Then we go down to the lower time frame, see if we can find something on the 5-second chart. Do a 5-second entry. This one looks good here for stop loss to go here. I want to see it get back into here, right on the edge of that. Actually, that'll bring us right into this breaker here. So right there, return to here. If it just stops right there and goes up, that's all fine too. I want to see one more little drive down here though, because I want to see this guy take out the lows. And I want to see this guy return to these equal highs here. So keep your eye on all three of those. And I know there's just more Derek and I in here, so the rest of you pop in and say hello. Get on the old text button on the side there, say hello. Merry Christmas and all that. And all that commercialized stuff. Are you a premium member? Yeah, I'm a premium member. I'm a premium member right there. Let's start with the first. I may have more history because premium provides 20K history bars. Anything less is 10K or less. Oh yeah, I'm premium. I go all the way back to the exact same thing that you've got, Derek. Like I can go see this chart here, right on your 2022, right here. Watch this. As soon as I lift this up, this is the same chart you were showing me for your weekly breaker. You're showing me your weekly breakers right here on February 2022, or near February, January-ish, December-ish. That's the fair value gap you're showing me on the weekly. And look where price on my price is. That's 16,141, and we're already way up here. Sorry, let me get us over here. 16,141. We're at 16,997 or 999. So we're way above that. This is the highest I've got on all my data. Like my weekly chart, there's the weekly high right there, and we've already exceeded it. There's that weekly fair value gap that you were mentioning back in January of 2022. That's the data I have, but we're way above it. So I don't know why your data shows this as much higher objective, which is great, because if it is, then that's where we're headed. It certainly looks like that's the way we're headed. Back into that order block one more time. The S&P is the one that's come back to this old equal highs here. It's one acting nicely. This one I want to see it run out those little 1 minute lows. And it's not yet, so we're coming back up into that order block there. So I'm waiting. If you look at that as 10 o'clock, if this is your silver bullet entry, and you know me, inside consolidations, a fair value gap inside a consolidation, silver bullet. I'm not crazy about them, but you guys may like them. You may look at that and say, I'm going to take that 10 o'clock one right there and go short. And if you are, take your 5 handles or 10 handles. Put your stop loss above the high. And go for the ride. Yeah, that was a nice entry right there. So 1 out of our 3 have already done what we wanted them to do. So we wanted it to come back to the old highs here. It did it. It just tagged that. I wanted here because it's Christmas and I wanted package delivered to me. But it just came to the door and left it. Left your package at the door, my friends. You could either have taken that there, gone long. We still haven't swept these lows here yet. We swept that low, but not these guys here. So there's a lot of liquidity there for me. I want to see it clean that out for the AM session and dip into that regular trading hours gap, which is what that is. We're just coming down near it. We didn't quite tag it. We're coming back up into this breaker right here. because we ran these lows, so that becomes our little breaker, filling the fair value gap. Hello, Greg. Good to see you. But your your yellow label on the side says NQH 2024. The yellow label on the side says NQH. Yes. Why is it doing that? Why, Mr. Derek? Tell me why this one, when I put up here, it says that one, this one here, it's on that one already. How do I change that? Maybe you can help me out, Sir Derek? Hello, Mum.
Sorry to bother you, but you got water coming out from under your fridge. It's on the floor.
Oh no. Okay. Stand by. I've got water coming out from under my fridge. I'll be right back. If you have selected NQ from your list, I can't figure it out. Yeah. So let me just NQ. No. No, it's still not changing that 2024. I don't know. I don't know, my brother. I'm at a loss. Oh, I may have found something down at the bottom below the chart. My charts say beat and set ICB on yours, but it says set beside it. Click this bad adjective. Bad adjective. Adjust for contrast changes. Now it's a bad adjective of something. Click the change. Mine did. Yeah, no, it didn't change anything on mine. It just changed color. So let's go big screen and then go bad adjective. There you go. So we're through that fair value gap. So if you did take this as a your silver bullet entry, this is why I don't like silver bullet entries in consolidations, and the very first one at 10 o'clock. There's your silver bullet. There's at 10 o'clock. If you come back into it, that's your silver bullet. But in this consolidation, and I'm not crazy about the first one. Unless you see a clean run up and it happens, then I'm all into them. But there's nothing here that is really supporting we're about to get the stop taken out there. If it does turn around and go all the way back down, I'm happy for you. But this kind of stuff I'm not a big fan of, and that's why I don't run for these right away. I wait for about 12 minutes after and look for an opportunity there, and so far we have nothing unless it's on a 30-second chart, and there's nothing on a 30-second chart. Oh, it affects the contrast bar, so it affects your... Oh, let me see. Derek, you might have something here, brother. You might have something here. Look at this. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Look at you, you steely-eyed missile man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look on your charts under the weekly, you'll happen to see that there's a fair value gap sitting right here. Look at that. Derek, look at you. You got to hit the bad adjective right there. That's the weekly upside objective. We're definitely inside it now. So that adjusts for contrast changes. So it will affect your history bars. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for that, Derek. Steely-eyed missile man, look at you. That totally changes stuff up. So why is that? Why do they even have that adjustment in there then? Look at that, just bumping it back and forth. You'll see why mine's up higher and not before. Why would they do that? Bad adjective. Yeah, I've got an adjective just to give it. Greasy, slimy, slippery. The key to trading. I'm going to make a new YouTube video. How to trade the bad adjective. Exactly. Well, that opens up a whole new game for us. Looky, looky. That is the weekly. Where's my weekly here? Do I have a weekly? I do have a weekly. 1W. Derek's like, finally, I've got him on the same page. He's finally seeing what I'm seeing. And it was all about the bad adjective. The default is different for Canadians so the Yanks can make more money. Well, you know what? In Canada, we would just say sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry, did I get in your way? I'm sorry about that. There's only one more seat left on the rocket to Mars. Oh, sorry about that. Here, you take it. All right, so let's get down into this funky 5 minutes here. Well, okay. So now we got the adjective sorted out. Look at that nice little trade off of there. God, I was calling that right there. Wanted the greed, wanted that extra little piece, didn't get it. That was your opening right there. Now this guy is still not giving me anything of a... Let me look at 1 minute here. So there was a post. There's a 10 o'clock. If you got in on a silver bullet short there, you would have been taken out. See how there's another silver bullet entry here on the upside. Another one on the upside. Come back down. That one would have been a nice entry. It's easy to say now in hindsight, obviously, if we're aiming for that objective. So you don't really know which way it's going because you got two contrasting ones. And if you go by the very first one Michael talks about, then you would get short on that and you'd be taken out there. I like to wait for 12 to 17. And then wait until your 30s, your 30-minute chart. Believe it or not, for me, unusual, but I see, so the Dow is clear price action. Yeah. Dow has clear prices, so brought it back to 37.8. The low is $5 per point. Looking for a consequent encroachment of the 4-hour fair value gap on YAM. Get your yams here. Yams here. Clear price action, so brought it to 37.820. Low risk and $5 per point. Consequent encroachment of the 4-hour fair value gap. Good choice. Very good choice, Derek. I like that too. You may get just short of the open, your consequent encroachment. You may just get back to that old high right here. But the midpoint's nice. Stop loss goes right below. They're coming off of this high here right now. So if that continues to take off, that's the high. If you do get a return in the next 4 hours back into this, you'd have to wait 4 hours before that, or 2 more hours until that next potential return into that fair value gap. If that fair value gap forms, right now it's still in the process of forming, right? Where's my oil? Did my oil make a trade today? So we are getting the pullback into that Asian session. I wanted the Asian session high. So we're waiting on that one. I'm going to set an alarm right here. Put an alarm right there. I love those alarms. You can just click them and set them so quick and easy. So your 4 hours sitting right here, hey? So 1 hour. One hour brings you right into 37771. So if you can get in the next hour, you can get back into this. That might be I'll put a line in there, Derek. What do you think of this? If we get back into here in your next hour, your equal highs, your breaker, you have a run below these lows, these little swing points here. Didn't break the overall thing, but it did break a swing here, a swing here, a swing here. So that breaker lines up right on top of this order block right here. So if you go, if it even comes back into the candles. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Oh, I love having my mom here. She brought me a coffee. Bless her little heart. Yeah, so there's your breaker. We have all these wick old highs here. Order block propulsion candle for a run up. We have a fair value gap sitting right there. So if we do, well, not yet, but it's in the process of making it. So if we get the next hour, we get a return back down here to these old highs, that fair value gap, that could be a run up. What say you? What say you, sir? Let's go to 15 a minute. La la la. Yeah, we could get another entry there. Man, there's nothing here on this. That 15-minute return to the old highs here was the best entry for that. Now, are we going to slam it all the way down into here if we're looking at 1 minute? That would be a nice little breaker, parent breaker run above these old highs. Is that one higher than that one? 7.5. 7.5. Nope. So that is the breaker that runs all the way up, takes that out. So if we come all the way back down into here, we have to get through this one first. Oh, you're already in. Oh, look at you go. You're already in at 3782. Oh, you're down here already. Good for you, man. Oh, good. Ignore what I said then. I don't want to see it come all the way down there. If you're already in, take the money and run. Oh, Lord. Come on, take the money and run. All right. Greg, you still in here? I'm sorry, my take profit is 25% spot. Half of the consequent encroachment, I think. I said consequent encroachment earlier. Waiting for a bullet. Let's see. Yeah, I hear you. There's your bullet entry there, if it ever comes back down, because there's nothing along the way here. So if she decides to rocket all the way down here for you to get in on that 10:04 one instead of the 10 o'clock one, it's rare that I see Dow as cleaner than the NQ that were asked. Maybe housing news this morning. It's Dow and S&P more than NQ. What'd you think of that documentary yesterday, Derek? Yeah, you could get down into this, there's a swing point there. Didn't take that out there. The low is 225. 225, they're equal. I take the Fibby tool here. 50% of that range. Optimum trade entries right back at that fair value gap. So that's if that's the high. If it's not, scary documentary, no kidding. If you guys haven't seen it, have a peek at the Great Taking. It's on YouTube. It's a free video. It's a documentary talking about how this market, the illusion of the market, It's not conspiracy theorists stuff. This guy is former hedge fund guy. He made oodles of money in the markets. And the predictions he's making are quite scary. Quite scary. Yeah, I like the idea he talks about getting out of debt. Get out of debt as soon as you can. Direct your money towards getting out of debt. Become debt free. Because anybody who owns debt, you're owned. But you know, my life is in God's hands, is how I see it. So I can't get too wrapped up in what might happen on earth and with my life. Okay. I can respect that. I can respect that. Yeah, you know, that really bothered me when he was talking about how even if you own your car, the company that you bought the car off of somehow uses your car as borrowing capital, so that they can come if that dealer were to default, that they can just come out now and take your car, even though you own it. What was that? I was like, that doesn't make sense. That would create complete anarchy. And I think, have you seen people when they do the shows on the repossession thing, and how people get upset if you repossess their car and they don't have their payments? Can you imagine trying to repossess someone's car who owns it? Man, you talk about anarchy. They just come in and take your assets that you already own? That's craziness. He was quite technical in his description about what was going on there anyway. Unless it's paid, it's really yours and they can't claim it as collateral. Yeah, I didn't understand that. It's like he was talking about they have it as collateral. How could you use my car as collateral if I've already paid for it? You already have the cash. That's the collateral. You can't then take the money you've made from my car and now use my car as continued collateral. You can't double down on the asset, as it were. Once you've sold the asset, it no longer belongs to you. You have no rights or claims to it. So I'm not sure how. I could see it if you're leasing it, or I could see it if you still had not paid for it. Then, you know, I could see that working, but not if you've already bought it. Get your mom to get your coffee, Derek. It tastes so much better when Mom makes it. And those who are listening, no, my mom doesn't live with me. They're here for Christmas. And they like to spoil you. That's why moms are so great. Is someone burning toast, or am I about to have a seizure? Gotta love British parents. They do love their toast. All right, Greg, we might actually get something here. This is a 10:30 reversal, spin around here, 10:34. Let's go into the 1 minute on this guy here. This might be the reversal. Body gets below it, comes back into it. That might be a short right there. We'll see if it takes this high out. That order block there. I'm just gonna short it right there just for there's a little tiny imbalance in there, and there's a we've run the lows out. We've come back into this breaker here now because we've run the lows. Now I want to see it take out between this guy and this guy. So I'm in the premium range, so if I'm wrong, my stop loss will go right up here. I'm only going to risk like 30 bucks or something like that. 40 bucks. I'm looking at that order block to hold price, unless it just came back to take these guys out to run higher. But I like the 10:30 turn, the bottom half of the hour, to come back into the range. We have a little tiny piece left here. We have some down here. We'll see. Yeah, I'm out. That didn't hold price at all. But here we go again. This looks cleaner. On the next 1 minute, I'm going to use this stop loss to go short here for these lows. Mr. T, it is a rather poopy opening for sure. So I don't want to see these lows get run out before I get the opportunity to get in here off of this guy. Here, come back up. Let me get a short here. See how this is the cleanest one out of the bunch? If this comes back up into there, is a short. But this nice body below these lows was clean. I like it. So I'm going to short that right at the low. Actually, I want Christmas. I want a present, so I'm going to go right for these lows right here. There's your one in there. That's the entry there. see that right there. Short there, stop loss there. Equal highs though, be careful. Make sure it's tight, get short. And that was the short right there. I don't want it though, I want it up here. I may not get it now. That may be all that it was. Just hit you take profit. Good, man. It's a good time to get out. Good for you. Did anybody take that one I was calling for here? I wanted this here, didn't get it. But we did call that one right on the money there. If somebody took that short for a stop loss up there. There's just Mr. T, Greg, Derek, and myself here, I guess. Oh, that was so nice. Didn't take that one. I thought this one was the cleaner one, but it obviously came right to the spot. I wanted that to come up a little higher, though. At 16,996, 16,996. Enters, took profit at 69.67. Coolio. So I like this run above. If I can get 50% of this run up now, I'll take this for a oof, that could be all the way up to there. Oops, this is what that could be. Okay. You're going long on these, Derek? Or on Mr. T? You're going long on that? Well, I think these are short, my friend. I don't see them as long. Oh, you pulled the fib tool from here, took this to return. Got you. And this was a consolidation. I saw the break, the run above, that one leg that pushed up above here, cleaned it out, broke down below it, come back up, looking for support on the bottom half of it. if we don't take these lows out, I'm looking for another big run up into 50% of that leg that took out the highs inside that fair value gap. So that breaker right there, I want to see it come back to the lows or that breaker to get short. Didn't quite get it, but that's okay. This here consolidation breakdown, that one did not break that high, so that was the nervousness I was having for the double highs. But we have a breakdown here. This is the impulse leg. We have a body that breaks the low. We come back inside, trade here, right to the breaker. Perfectly. That's what we're calling right on the money there for the short. Right below these lows. And it just took it out. Did it take it out? No, they're even right now. I think that was one, the lowest 825, 825. Yeah, they're equal lows right now. So I would have moved my stop loss right to in profit already, just because of the way the markets are, Christmas time and all that shenanigans. Yeah, my friend, I think you could be offside. But if you're looking for a long and you're in, your long may be up in here. And you can revisit this order block right here. If you lose that order block, then those equal highs look like a potential upside. So you guys could be in for a decent return. This could turn around and make you guys, put you guys long for sure, especially in S&P if you're in S&P. So now we're going to come back up into this range, and I'm going to hit this biatch a little short if I can. Go short there. Stop loss will go up here. Order block. So that's onto the breaker now. I like to see some of it stay open. If I lose that on a close, I'll be out before that stop loss gets hit, unless it does a quick rip up there. But if a body breaks this, that's my rule. Body breaks that, then I'm wrong. 50% of that leg, mind you, it's right up here. I think 50% of the leg was up here. Yeah, so it can be quite high yet. Let's double down on fun. Let's do it. Just short of the 50%. $65.25 is my top. Up 10 points at the moment. I want highs taken. Not calling a top. Yeah, off that fib and launch. Nice long. Thanks, Tesla. I really got my neck on the knife here. Scaling in a few points. Anytime you get in on 0.7, you should be a low risk. 70%, 75%. Oh, this could be a propulsion candle up. You boys could be off to the races. I'll hand you my money as you go running past me. I like the idea of scaling in a few pints though right about now. Hey Darren. Yeah. This is a breaker inside a fair value gap. Last up close candle for a run below these lows. One did not below those ones. Consolidation. Is that the 50%? Is it hitting the 50% now? Oh, it's through that. Okay, now I'm getting nervous. You always could be right. You could be right. Yeah. We're through my breaker already. Rejection block. Yeah, I'm the counterparty. Take my money and run, boys. Take it and run. Oh man, I hope you guys nail this. Yeah, we've already got a body above my candle. Alright, I'm going to move my stop loss to here now. If I'm wrong, I'm out of the... Oops, at the 50% there. Take my money. Go for your run, boys. Take a night on the town. You know, yesterday I saw the same thing on NASDAQ breaker, order block, a fair value gap in price, just ignored it. I counted it as holiday price action. Yes, another pint. Drunken trades. I'm tempted just to close this out, and then you guys can say, then it will run to your objective, or it will turn around and come back down. Oh, look at that. See, I was just tempted to get out. Now, eat through this order block. It's me and my drunk friends at a bar now. Who's going to win? Who's going to stagger? Who's the designated driver? Someone's paying the bar tab. I think it's me. Oh, I'm paying the tab. Here's another long. Yeah, off of this order block. Right you are. I'm out. think I'm going to get taken. Watch this. Watch it turn around and now. Winner gets the tab. I got it. So this one's on me, boys. If this little shit comes back, you guys can mail me the money. The demo money, of course. You scaled off 75%. Well, that's good. So you didn't even pay the tip, is what you're saying. I get the tab. This reminds me of that day we were watching Lauriston banging off of the stop loss. He was so close to a stop loss all the time. $11. Yeah, it could take out the high and then reverse. So true. You're right, Mr. T. You're right. I definitely see a potential for... I didn't see that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock reversal. Come on. You got me there. Now take your high. Take the high. Let's go. They're not leaving that for lunch. S&P's the only one that took the highs. This is driving me nuts if my original stop loss up here, which wouldn't be taken. I'd be breaking even right about now. Where did I get in? No, I got in down here somewhere, didn't I? Bag 40 points total. Good for you. First time, man. Well done. Now we got this order block is validated. We come back to these equal lows. Oh, actually, I think it took that out. Came back to that 1049 candle. What's the low on that? 88.25. 88, 87.75. So this one is lower than that. Back into the order block. So do you roll over and come back down, or do you lose this order block here and finally take these highs? Where was my trades now? I'm starting to think about where my trades were. All right, here. Oh, right off that low there. Okay. There you go. Now you get your highs. That just would have been my one opportunity to split the bill with you guys. I was drunk with lust. That's what it was. I would have lost. I would have spent some money on some beer here instead of buying the whole tab up there. Yeah, that would have taken me out right there. Yeah, we watched that link, that The Great Taking. I was watching it with my parents, and it was like, it's shocking. At their age, they're looking at this in their 80s going, that is, they're like, I don't know the world you're going to be left with when we leave. Like, what a world. When that kind of potential setup is happening, that, you know, it's going to be like a world reset, economic reset. It's crazy. And then that whole digital currency, forcing you to take digital currency, you have no choice. Wow. But they said that could be 3 years away yet. And I'm trying to retire this year. So I'll have 3 years to enjoy whatever I can before this big global reset happens. Breakfast Club meetup. Sell 5. Oh, well done. Well done on that. Angel 1011. Who's Angel 101? Is that you, Mr. T? Off grid. Who's still on the stream? Just me? No, I think everybody's still on the stream. Still inside the Breakfast Club. I think it's just Derek and I on there. And you, if you're Angel 11011, if that's who you are, then yeah, we're all on there still. I'm going to be cutting it short here any second. Oh, that's you on Skype. Okay. Good call, guys. That's a good retracement, 70%. Nice little. I got suckered in by the consolidation breaker. Fair value gap, return in, get short off of that breaker. As soon as you lose that with a body, should have got out right there. It came back, found support at it. Now the bodies break above this fair value gap, come back inside to the midpoint, and use that breaker as support now to run higher. Oh no, that wouldn't be until you got above there. So skip that last comment. But that fair value gap inversion providing support to go higher. Wish I was in GU buy low. Yeah, I have this as the upside objective this morning on that. We're not too far from that, hitting that objective this morning. You're right. Should have got in on that this morning too. I was calling it to this point here in my earlier run. CAD, we're calling for down here. Look at that. CAD, even CAD today was a nice one. I was calling for CAD to get heading into this daily fair value gap, and it's just come straight down. Wow. See, we get break, big bold candle down, come back inside that fair value gap, 50%. Beautiful entrance for a short. Those would have been nice ones. That was the upside objective today, and we hit it. I was calling for this, like right on the money. Look at that. Calling New Zealand dollar up today. Fuzz, man, that would have been a nice call too. Shitballs. Okay. Well, at least I'm calling them. Oh, and that was the upside objective today for Australian dollar, and we've blown through that. And this one I was calling bouncing around. Oil, did we get oil? Right off the order block. That's a whole dollar up. That's 100 pips. I wanted to get back to Asia high though. Get some leverage off of this regular trading hours gap. Didn't get it. Gold we were calling for higher. This little pocket up here we're calling for, and it hit it. And how are my other things? Banks. Banks are going. Laurentian Bank, LB is just sitting sideways still, hey? Citibank getting a lift. Scotia, Canadian banks are starting to lift up now, which is good. Wheat, soybeans, they took a run down, back up into the breaker, and back down again. Man, look at that. I was in on corn the other day. Right there. That would be a nice little payday right now. Could have stayed in on that. I don't know commodities really well, so. Oh, yeah. ETFs in Canada. 1273. Holy crap. That's great. That's great. Love it. These are all good. All ETFs in Canada. I'm in every one of these things. I bought it down in the October low. I looked for an October low. Went underwater here, but Yeah, we're way off on this now. This is good. One of these, I think I'm up 35% on. It was this DFN one, this guy here. I think I'm right here at 96. I took this low right off this guy here. That's up 35%. That's awesome. Okay. Three seven nine three 379. Up 90 pips. You're still in that, Derek. Good for you, buddy. Bought with options. Can we trade Canadian ETFs in the US? I'm not sure if you can trade the ETFs. You should be able to. They're on the TSX. Like, you can go into for example, I guess you could go in here and you could trade any one of these. As long as you got the data feed or whatever, you could buy them. For sure. Look at this one here, hey, return right back to the breaker or the whole consolidation. You have the breakout, return to the top of the consolidation, a perfect entry to get long. That's real estate. RS. And these pay dividends. This one's paying dividends in January. Well, this one's paying dividends of 14%. This one's paying dividends of 25%. HDiv. Wait, no. This one's this one here is paying about 20 some odd percent. ENS, I think this one here is like 11 or 12%. All of these are paying more than 10% per year. Not to mention the principal you gained on all of this stuff coming up now. Like, I bought this one at 14 something, 1441 down here. And that one pays, what one's this one? 15 something. I think that one was paying 14 or 13% down here. So you think about the principal you're going to make plus the dividends. These pay really, really good dividends. I don't know what it is for you guys in terms of taxes down there, but Canadian ETFs are doing really, really well right now anyway. And by May, I'm pulling out. The seasonal tendency for that is February to May for me. Bought with options. Can we buy Canadian ETFs? No, I'm not in. I was saying the GU was up 90 pips today. Oh yeah. I'm just short of my predicted high for today. What's the high on that one? 27.58. 27.64 is my high. I'm looking at that breaker right there. If that holds price, well, actually I should be up a little bit higher. Right there. Yeah. 27.725 or 27. Upside objective for that. Which is the, oh no, I was looking at the rejection block. If we hit the rejection block right here, 27.630, that's why I was at 27.64. Yeah, 27.64 was the rejection block. But if we hit the breaker there, that might be squeezing all the juice out of the lemon I can see. Okay, it's 20 after. I gotta go. I'm gonna spend some time with my fam. My fan club. My loving family. My lovely mom and dad. I love those guys. This was a really cool kind of, I'm gonna read this to you guys. It's my little, I thought this was a really cool poem I heard. I know, I'm reading poetry to me people for trading. Can you believe it? It was kind of an interesting one, so bear with me. It's my second time reading it. I'm going to end with this little poem for today. I know it's trading. What am I talking about poetry for? But I thought it was kind of an impactful kind of thing. It kind of reflects the closing I like to make on my things about loving each other and taking care of the world out there. It says, I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted the first came the date of the birth and the following date with tears. But he said what matters most of all was the dash between the years. For that dash represents all the time that we spent alive on earth, and now it's only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we owe, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are the things you like to change, for you never know how much life is left that can still be rearranged. If we just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way that other people feel, or be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering the special dash might only last a while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? So that, my friends, is my love to you. I love you guys out there. I love you all you strangers I've never met before. I love you all, and I'm so proud of the little trades you guys made today. You kicked some butt. I love it. Good for you, Mr. T and Craig, Derek. It's always been a pleasure seeing you guys around. It was just a lady I heard reading it on one of the reels, and I thought, I'm gonna have to write this down and read it to the guys. So it impacted me. I thought, yeah, you got the number at the beginning, the number at the end, but it's the dash in between that we really look at. That was the important thing in any tombstone. It's not the number at the beginning or the end, it's the little dash in between, and it's how we spend that dash. So I'm glad I got to spend a little bit of my dash with you guys, and thank you for sharing yours with me. I wish you all the best, and I will see you again at 3. Oh, that almost rhymed. No, I will see you again tomorrow, and we'll see what else we can do. All the best, you guys. Love you all. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, and you guys are all the best. I love you. I'll see you soon.